Welcome to another lesson from Powerhouse Piano. This is Ian Hodge, and today's lesson is on Burgmuller's piece called Innocence from his opus 100, and this is number 5. And you can see the pattern of that we're dealing with in the fingering here is to learn to put our fourth finger right next to the note that our thumb is on. So we're going to play adjoining notes, one with the thumb and one with the fourth finger. Now when I teach the student this, I'm going to have the student practice just like this. I'm going to get them to put their thumb on the piano and open up their hand so that they make a nice big wide circle, and then drop that fourth finger onto the note next to the thumb. Now this is a little challenge. This can be challenging rather for little hands and young students because their fourth finger is their weakest one, and we're going to have a lot of pressure going back into the knuckle there as it hits and lands on that note. But that's part of the reason why I like to study. It helps strengthen the fingers, and especially the weak fingers, the fourth finger in either hand. Now here I am using the note pattern now with the left hand. See how I lift and drop, drop, drop. See, I want to be able to lift that fourth finger up. Here I am from a slightly different angle. We slow the pace down again. See those fingers articulating nicely, lifting up. As I've said in other lessons, you do not want the student to leave the tips of the fingers on the keys, because then the only way they can depress the key is to push it from their arm, and that is not how we play the piano. Well, not if you want to play it very fast and very effectively. We want the fingers to do the work. Or that old Yellow Pages ad, we want the fingers to do the walking. Drop, drop. This is how to practice it. Now I'm using the left hand here so that you folk can see easier what your hand should look like. Now my right hand. If you were sitting on the left hand side of the keyboard, you'd see my right hand looking just like my left hand was there a moment ago. It's a matter of angles. Here we are with the low down angle shot again. I'm not quite as relaxed as what I need to be there. I can see my arm bouncing a little bit, and it shouldn't be. Shows you've got to pay attention to what you're doing. Now here we go with the left hand, a little bit faster. Drop, drop, drop. Hear that accent? Now the right hand. Drop, 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 drop. Notice it doesn't matter how fast I'm playing, that I'm always trying to play the same tempo, the same speed, so that the accents have got the same space between them. Space being space in time. This is why music is such fun. We learn mathematics of time and space. We also learn acoustics and science of sound, and there's a whole bunch of real fun things that you get to learn when you learn a musical instrument. Now here we are from above again. Now the piece itself. First of all, we're going to play it slowly. So I will have had the students do those little exercises you saw there a moment ago. And then I'm going to have the student begin the piece. Now, depending on the age of the student and how long they've been learning and how motivated they are, whether I can teach this whole piece in 1/2 hour lesson, or else whether I need to teach half the piece in one lesson and come back and do the second half in the next lesson. I prefer to teach the whole piece in the same lesson, but sometimes my preferences are not matched by the student's desires or abilities. So I learn I have to adapt. See, See the left hand just playing quietly, accent in the right hand, accent, accent. Now there's our scale playing in the right hand. If you haven't already looked at the video lesson on on the introduction to scale playing, go to powerhousepiano.com and you can get that recording. We're going to play the piece again. This time we'll just go a little bit faster. This is a nice easy pace. Students should be able to play this pace after maybe a few days of practice. I might just teach them the slower pace in the first lesson, and then in the second week of the second lesson on this piece, then would be my time to try and crank up the speed, because by then I expect them to know the notes without any trouble whatsoever. And I may not in the lesson have the student play the whole piece fast. Sometimes what I do in a lesson is I just get them to play the first 3 or 4 bars fast and make sure that they feel comfortable moving their fingers quickly, and then I'll let them go home and practice. And they'll usually come back the next week and play the whole piece, reasonably fast. Let's do that once again. There we go again. You can see the left hand is hardly moving from the same position. Very clever writing by Burgmuller. He just has the left hand sitting very comfortably over the notes that are being played, while the right hand's doing all the work, and that's what studies are for. Help us develop our skills at piano playing. When they're nice little pieces like this by Burgmuller, kids enjoy playing them and they have excitement out of getting some results. We'll do that one more time. Here we go a little bit faster. I wouldn't expect young students to play quite this fast. But having said that, if the student is a little older and is just a beginner, then usually they can play faster while they have still not been learning very long. That's because they've got better muscular control than the younger students. Trouble with older students is they're often scared of doing things, whereas the younger students are more brave and willing to try anything, even playing fast. And there you have it, another lesson from Powerhouse Piano. Thank you. If you'd like help with this or any other lesson from Powerhouse Piano, send me an email, ianhodge@powerhousepiano.com. and I'll get back to you, and I'll be happy to help you in any way that I can to make you a success in teaching your child at home. And if you'd like additional resource material, go to our website, and there you'll find lesson material available to help you successfully teach at home.